Hi, this is Donna from NonnieOs videos. Today our video is going to be about calendars. Since we're starting a brand new month, let's take advantage of it. So join me over on the table as we talk about calendars. All right, so we are starting a new month, so let's take advantage of it. If you have preschoolers, I bet you your preschoolers had calendar time at school. So they're missing their calendar time. Now, calendar time, the jury's kind of out on calendar time because, to be quite truthful, calendars and young children sometimes don't go together. In that, calendars are very abstract. You know, just the fact that each one of these little squares represent a day. The days are called things like April the 2nd or things like that, Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays. That's a very abstract concept, and little minds don't think abstractly like that, and you can't expect them to understand that. That's why they'll say, Miss Donna, I went to the zoo yesterday. And they really went to the zoo 5 months ago, but 5 months was yesterday. So again, there's no sense in going, you didn't go yesterday, that wasn't yesterday, that was 5 months ago. Just know that that's a very abstract concept and they're not ready for that yet. So why waste time with calendars? Well, there's nothing to say that they can't learn from calendars. So let's talk about some things what calendars can be good for. Number one, calendars have lots of numbers on them and lots of counting. Now we can get a little carried away with that. I remember I visited a school one time and that teacher spent 38 minutes on counting the days, dividing the days up by fives, doing money with the days, and then believe it or not, what she did, which was kind of a cool idea other than the fact that she just spent 38 minutes on it, she took the day and she had a balloon pump and she actually let them pump a balloon up for how many, you know, like as if it was April the 15th, they got 15 pumps on the balloon, which was kind of cool, but by then the kids were just gone. That was just too much for them because it was so long. So be careful. Calendars can be useful, but you know, there can just be a little too much. Everything in moderation, right? But what you can do is you can count. There's definitely numeral recognition, recognizing the numerals on the calendar. There's definitely order. And if you think about it, there's even patterns to a calendar. So all those things are great. And of course, there's literacy. Lots of literacy goes on in the calendar, reading it from, you know, your days of the week, months, all of that is literacy. And if you think about it, calendars still go left to right, and so that is how we read, and that is another great skill that you can enhance as you work on calendars. And time concepts are something that children are working on. You know, a 5, 6, 7-year-old, they are starting to understand more time concepts. So the more you give that to them and enhance that, they're going to be better at it. A child who does have experience with calendars at the age of 5 is going to have a better understanding of time concepts versus a child who has had no experience with calendars or days of the week. So, let's see, what is your goal for a calendar? Well, again, I taught for many years, and I'm telling you, I had one goal for my calendar. Knowing that they're gonna get a little math, knowing they're gonna get a little literacy. My goal for my calendar was a sense of belongingness, building a community of these children sitting around me. A calendar was, today is April the 1st, April the 2nd, and what are we going to do together on this day? So that sense of community, without dwelling on the calendar for a very long time, was my goal, and it worked beautifully. Just to kind of let you know, if you don't have a classroom, you have several children, what you might want to do is create a calendar. You know, don't use a calendar that's already created for you. Why don't you create your own calendar? And if that's a little overwhelming, just do a smaller one. And yes, you can do a calendar per child, but then again, why not have a family calendar where you all work together, again, to build that community and to think about the family as a whole on a calendar. Now, I drew the grids in here just because it takes a little time to do that. Not a lot of math, but a little math to do it. If I were actually then having this in front of children, or if I had a couple of children, or even one child, to sit down with me, we would actually then take the calendar and discover what month it was. And again, they don't know that if they're very young. What month is it? What month do you think it is? They don't know it's April. Tell them. Then you would write the month then for them. Anything you do with children, do it in front of them. Don't have the month already written in. Then go and write your days. I won't do that on here, but write your days in front of them and talk about Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday as you're writing. Talk about how day is at the end of each of these words. So do it all in front of them. Don't already have it made. Great literacy as you do that. Now, also kind of determine how you want to and figure out your goal on doing your calendar. Do you want to go ahead and have your days numbered on the calendar, or is that something you want them to do each day? Maybe it's something you're going to have, and then maybe you want them to have some Post-it notes where they find one that matches and put it on. I don't know if that's your goal and you think that's what they need, but I'm telling you, one of the best things you can do with a calendar then is, what's today? What are we doing today? Or what even happened today? And who says you have to do calendars at the beginning of the day? Why did this become a nighttime ritual? Bath time, calendar time, book time. Talk about what you did today. Let them draw on it. My family, we went fishing yesterday. So how cool for a child to draw a picture of a fish, however their picture of the fish is. Again, it may not be very representational, but it's their way of drawing a fish and what they did and what they remember. So do it at the end. Do something each and every day that they're putting a memory down. If you need to do it where one child's doing it and another child's do it, you can either make a mark where they both can do it on one calendar, or one child have odd days, one child have even days, whatever you do. But calendars are for memories. Maybe somebody's birthday is on here, and then you would count and anticipate. Is it good to X 3 days as they happen? Yeah, it is. Go for it. Let them see this day has happened. This day is next. Without getting so into what day is it and what's the date, you basically want your calendar to almost be a journal. If you can think about a calendar as a journal for your children, all the better. And I'm going to tell you one really cool thing that I used to do with my calendars that I loved was we would do April on this side and then I would do May on this side, so that there were 2 months on a page and we would save them. And I literally had little hooks, or the little round circle things you put, I'm sure there's a word for them, you put the calendars in, and it was like a big book. And my kids would go over, and here it is, April. They would flip over to August, and they would go, oh, that's when the firefighter came. Remember that firefighter? That's when we made chocolate chip cookies. And it would be amazing to watch them with their calendars remember the things. What excellent cognition that was for them, and memory, and most importantly, that sense of community. We did this together, and let's remember it together. That's what we should be doing right now. We'll never get this time back. I thought the other night how I wish I had some little kids right here with me all the time, that I get to spend this time instead of running around and trying to wash dishes and wash clothes and do my homework and do my schoolwork and do everything, that now you get a chance to just kind of settle down and let it happen. Calendars would be a wonderful way to keep those memories going of these days, and to be able to look back in a month, in 6 months, in a couple of years, and look back at what you did. So do a calendar. I challenge you. Do a calendar. Whichever way you feel comfortable, start doing some calendars. Have a wonderful day. Tomorrow we're going to talk about some things, again, you can make with your children that they can actually do. So see you then. Bye.